Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Savage Spider-Man issue 1. This is a mini-series from Marvel Comics from 2022, written by Joe Kelly, pencils by Gerardo Sandoval, inks by Gerardo Sandoval and Victor Nava. Chris Sotomayor did the colors, Travis Lanham on letters, Nick Bradshaw and Romulo Fajardo Jr. did the cover. I have the variant cover by Gerardo Sandoval. Alright, so Spider-Man has been turned into a savage, monstrous spider after being injected with something called A+. There's only a really brief recap at the beginning, which really doesn't do a very good job. Apparently this might be a spin-off of Non-Stop Spider-Man. It's not really said. And he spends most of his time kind of muttering incoherently single-word sentences and running around fighting people that might be zombies of some kind. I don't know. They might be devolved people, but some of them have like Frankenstein scars on them, so I don't know who these people are or why he's on this island with Baron Zemo, but Baron Zemo and him might have to have a little team up, and there's some sort of subplot about these couple and their kid. I don't know. The main antagonists seem to be these commune people that want to divide up the earth, and they hang out with a really big brain, which is kind of stupid because it's been disproven several times that the size of the brain matters. So I don't know what that's all about, but that got really dumb really fast. And they even talk about redistribution of resources and all this nonsense. It was boring. The core story could have been good, but it had really big panels to waste a lot of space because I think they didn't have enough story to make this a mini-series. Because this is issue 1 and it says previously really threw me off, and it implies that something happened before, but they never tell you how Spider-Man became savage like this except for that little blurb. And it really doesn't do much to tell you like what his changes are, what his power limitations are now. It just says that he's been devolved a little bit and this A+ stuff had a weird effect on him. It's really disappointing. And again, as usual, in Marvel's current method, there's just barely over 20 pages. I think it comes in at 21 pages of story. That is not worth $4. The art was okay for the style it's in, but it's a pseudo manga style that I don't like. So everybody's proportions are exaggerated and expressions are weird. And it really makes it difficult to tell who's who sometimes when you see the monsters. Like, didn't he just tie that guy up? But it's somebody else. I don't know. And this bad guy collective is really lame and stupid. And the giant brain thing was really dumb. Overall, I was kind of bored with it. I think this was more of a backup story that could have been summed up in 8 pages. And if you were going to do this as a mini-series, it really should have started with Spider-Man being transformed so we had more background to work with. But it's implied that this all happened in some other book. Why would I want to pick up an issue 1 that doesn't start off the story? This is continued from something else? That's lame. It's just a marketing trick to get more money out of you. Don't fall for it. This is not worth $4. Grab it out of a 50-cent box because it's not worth more than that. The storytelling is mediocre. The art is, I think, subpar, but not as bad as most Marvel books. So the only really redeeming part of this story is the cover because it's an homage to Spider-Man #1 by McFarlane. And even that really doesn't save it. So not worth the money, not worth the time. Yet another miss from Marvel. Another boring, uninspired story that is just a #1 to milk you for money. This should have been part of wherever this story originated. It could have been a really interesting storyline in a regular book to boost sales, but since they're dropping me in the middle of a storyline, I have no idea what's going on or who these bad guys are, nor do I care. I have no reason to. There's no background or attachment to any of this. This is trash. Don't bother. That'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit like. Otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one.